Hello everyone, welcome to the Entry app. Today we are going to do the 2nd July current affairs. These have been compiled by me, Bhavna, from all the important news sources such as the Indian Express, the Hindu, PIB, and all the other important news sources. This is the quick overview of today's session. We are going to start with the national news, which would be followed by the states related news, economy, business, and banking, followed by awards, the important people in news, and in the end, we'll be covering the important days and events. Let's start with the important national news. The first news of the day is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana has been extended till November 2020. So this announcement was made by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi while he was addressing the nation. Now, under this scheme, the government will provide free ration to 80 crore people for 5 months. Every member of the family will get 5 kilogram wheat or rice. Also, every family will get 1 kilogram of whole chana per month free of cost. Now, this Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana is a part of a bigger scheme that was launched by the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman on 26th March. The name of that scheme was Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Now, this PMGKY, Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, was launched with an aim to help poor people, help them fight battle against coronavirus. This scheme had a lot of sub-components, under which one was Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana, and there were other components which included provision of an ex gratia of rupees 500 per month to the PMJDY women account holders. Now, what is PMJDY? PMJDY is Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Also, gas cylinders free of cost was provided to the almost 8 crore poor families. Wage earners below rupees 15,000 per month in businesses which had less than 100 workers were paid 20% or 24% of their monthly wages into their PF accounts. The government also decided to provide rupees 1,000 for 3 months to the 3 crore aged widows and people in Divyang categories. So the important questions from this news could be: when was the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana launched? Who announced the launch of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana? Till when has the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Ann Yojana been extended? Also, what is the full form of PMGKAY? So acronyms are pretty important in this news. The next news is Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Shri Narendra Singh Tomar has flagged off a Bell helicopter with spray equipment from a helipad facility at Gautam Buddh Nagar, Greater Noida in Uttar Pradesh. This helicopter will fly for Air Force Station at Utralai, Barmer, where it will be stationed initially, and from there it will be deployed for locust control in desert areas of Barmer, Jaisalmer, Bikaner, Jodhpur, and Nagaur. So the deployment of helicopter for locust control operations follows the need to strengthen air control capabilities for locust control through drones, helicopters, and aircrafts. So with the use of drones for the locust control, India has also become the first country in the world to use drones for locust control after finalizing the protocol. So the important questions from this news would be: which of the following is the first country in the world to use drones for locust control? Where did Narendra Singh Tomar launch the first helicopter for the locust control services? And who is the Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister of India? The next is a very important news. The Union HRD Minister has virtually launched world's first ever online BSc degree in programming and data science. So this BSc degree would be offered by IIT Madras, and it is open to anyone who has passed class 12th with English and mathematics at class 10th level and is enrolled in any on-campus undergraduate course. So this is going to be world's first ever online BSc degree. The important questions from this news would be: who is the Union HRD Minister? That's Shri Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank. Which of the following institutes has launched world's first ever BSc degree in programming and data science? The next news is NBRI, which is the National Botanical Research Institute in Lucknow, has established an advanced virology lab for testing COVID-19. Now, this facility has been developed based on the guidelines of the Indian Council of Medical Research, the World Health Organization, and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. This is a biosafety level 3 level facility, which biosafety levels are the levels which are assigned to a facility depending on the pathogen it deals with. Now, what is a pathogen? Pathogen over here refers to microorganisms. So according to the ICMR guidelines, BSL 2 level facility is the one which is recommended for COVID-19, but this is an advanced version. So this advanced version has a negative pressure, which means it has a suction facility that can suck any aerosol and pass it through filters. It can filter virus or bacteria to make it a safe COVID-19 testing facility. It reduces the possibilities of infections at culturing facilities. Now, what would be the important question from this news? The important questions from this news would be, which of the following has established an advanced virology lab for COVID-19 testing? What is the recommended level of BSL by the ICMR for the COVID-19 testing? What is the level of BSL by which NBRI's advanced virology lab has been established? Expand NBRI. Where is NBRI situated? So some quick facts. First of all, let's talk about NBRI. So NBRI, we've already done, is the National Botanical Research Institute. It is a research institute of CSIR. Now, what is CSIR? CSIR is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. So it was established by Government of India in September 1942, and it has emerged as the largest research and development organization, which is an autonomous body. The president of CSIR is the Prime Minister of India, and the Director General is Shekhar C. Mande. The headquarters are in New Delhi. Talking about ICMR, so ICMR is the Indian Council of Medical Research. It is headquartered in New Delhi, and the Secretary and Director General is Dr. Balram Bhargav. The Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare is Dr. Harshvardhan. Please note that it is very important for you guys to remember the full forms of ICMR, CSIR, NBRI, the headquarters, and the important people related with them. Let's look at the important states related news. So the first news is about Project Platina, which has been started by Maharashtra. So this is the world's largest convalescent plasma therapy project, and a budget of rupees 16.65 crore has been approved for this. So Maharashtra's Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has launched a convalescent plasma therapy cum trial project by the name Platina for treatment of critical COVID-19 patients. Now, this is dubbed as the world's largest project of its kind. The trial will be carried out at 21 centers across the state, which would include 17 medical colleges under the Medical Education and Drugs Department and 4 medical colleges of BMC in Mumbai. All the critical patients will receive 2 doses of 200 ml of convalescent plasma. The entire plasma therapy treatment will be free of cost to all patients of Maharashtra admitted in the above centers. So under the plasma therapy, the plasma of the recovered patient is transferred into the body of the patient who is suffering from COVID-19. So the important questions from this news would be, which of the following states has launched the Project Platina? What is the name of the project which has been launched by Maharashtra for the convalescent plasma therapy? And which of the following is the world's largest convalescent plasma therapy project? Karnataka government has launched Skill Connect Forum, which is a portal to connect job seekers and employers. So this was launched by the Karnataka CM B.S. Yediyurappa, and it's an initiative that comes at the time when the state continues to reel under the economic uncertainty and acute fund crunch due to the COVID-19 induced lockdown. So the direct question from this news would be, which of the following states has launched the Skill Connect Forum? Or Karnataka has recently launched a portal to connect job seekers and employers. What is the name of that forum? The next news is Madhya Pradesh has launched Hamara Ghar Hamara Vidyalaya campaign. So Hamara Ghar Hamara Vidyalaya means my home, my school scheme, in which children will be taught at home in a school-like environment. This scheme would start from 6th July 2020. Under this, in the online classes, the school bell will be ringing in the houses of children. Children will be reading, performing yoga, writing, and listening to stories and make notes on them. So this has been done to maintain the academic regularity of students during the corona crisis. Now, the important questions from this news would be, which of the following state has launched Hamara Ghar Hamara Vidyalaya campaign? Or Madhya Pradesh has recently launched a scheme for the school-going students. What is the name of that scheme? So the next news is that the Goa government has allotted land to a consortium of 49 Goan MSME units for setting up India's first maritime cluster. Now, these what are MSMEs? MSMEs are micro, small, medium enterprises. It is a consortium of 49 Goan MSME units with direct benefits extending to another 180 units. So this cluster aims at creating world-class facilities for ship designers, ship and boat builders, ship repairers, and marine equipment manufacturers. This project is being supported by the Union Shipping Ministry, Directorate General of Shipping, and Ministry of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises. The direct question from this news would be, where will be India's first maritime cluster situated? Or which of the following is supporting the building of India's first maritime cluster? So the minister responsible for Ministry of Shipping is Mansukh L. Mandaviya, and Union Minister of MSMEs is Nitin Gadkari, and the Directorate General of Shipping is an attached office under the Ministry of Shipping. Its headquarters are in Mumbai, and the Director General is Mr. Amitabh Kumar. Now we are going to do the important economy, banking, and business related news. The first news is Government of India and World Bank signed loan for the first Tamil Nadu housing sector strengthening program. So the Government of India, Government of Tamil Nadu, and World Bank have signed legal agreements to help low-income groups in the state of Tamil Nadu get access to affordable housing. So these legal agreements were signed for two projects. One is the $200 million first Tamil Nadu housing sector strengthening program, and the second is $50 million Tamil Nadu housing and habitat development project, and these aim to strengthen states housing sector policies, institutions, and regulations. So the direct question from this news would be, which of the following state has signed a loan with the World Bank for strengthening its housing sector? The next news is Swiggy, which is a food delivery platform, has introduced instant digital wallet in partnership with ICICI Bank. So Swiggy has launched its own digital wallet, which would have Swiggy Money in partnership with ICICI Bank to enable a single-click checkout experience on its platform. It will allow the customers to store money and pay for all food orders on Swiggy. So Swiggy Money is powered by ICICI Bank's Insta Wallet service, which is built on a cloud platform. It will allow Swiggy to create a digital wallet instantly for its customers. If the Swiggy customer is an ICICI customer, they can instantly start using the wallet. And if a customer is a non-ICICI Bank customer, they can start to use this immediately by providing details of a government ID to the ICICI Bank. The important questions from this news would be, which of the following has introduced an instant digital wallet in partnership with ICICI Bank? Or Swiggy has introduced an instant digital wallet in partnership with which of the following banks? The next news is the Food Processing Ministry has launched PM FME scheme. The Minister of Food Processing, Harsimrat Kaur Badal, has launched PM Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises scheme named Sapno Ki Udaan with an outlay of rupees 10,000 crores. So this scheme will assist nearly 2 lakh micro food processing enterprises with credit-linked subsidy, and special focus will be on supporting farmer producer organizations, self-help groups, and cottage industries in rural and tribal regions over the next 5 years. The ministry will adopt one district, one product approach and focus on scaling up the existing clusters. States will be given complete flexibility in deciding what product needs to be promoted and from which district. The important questions from this news would be, who among the following is the Union Food Processing Minister? So what is the full form of PMFME? What is the name of the scheme that has been launched by Food Processing Ministry for the formalization of micro food processing industry? And what is ODOP? ODOP is one district, one product. The next news is Operation Green scheme has been extended to 18 more fruits and vegetables. So this scheme was being implemented by the Food Processing Ministry. Earlier, it was limited only to the top crops. Now, what are top crops? These include tomato, onion, and potato. It's an important acronym. So now they have been extended to other notified horticulture crops, and under this, government would be providing subsidy for their storage and transportation from surplus production areas to major consumption center. So under the scheme of the government, the benefit has been extended to additional 10 fruits, which include mango, banana, guava, kiwi, lychee, papaya, citrus, pineapple, pomegranate, jackfruit, and 8 vegetables, which are French beans, bitter gourd, brinjal, capsicum, carrot, cauliflower, chilies, and okra. So about 50% of subsidy would be provided for the cost of transportation of the eligible crops, and food processors, farmer producers organization, cooperative societies, individual farmers, licensed commission agent, exporters, state marketing and cooperative federation, retailers, etc. engaged in the processing and marketing are eligible for this scheme. So the important questions from this news would be, which of the following ministries is the implementing ministry for the Operation Greens? What is the full form of TOP? How many more fruits and vegetables have been introduced in the ambit of Operation Greens? What is percentage of subsidy would be provided to the eligible people or organizations for the cost of transportation on the eligible crops? Now we will be covering the important awards. So good news for India. India's artificial intelligence, so AI stands for artificial intelligence, enabled MyGov Corona Help Desk has bagged 2 awards. So artificial intelligence enabled MyGov Corona Help Desk has bagged 2 awards under the categories Best Innovation for COVID-19 Society and People's Choice COVID-19 Overall Winner at a recently held COGEX 2020, which is a prestigious global leadership summit and festival of artificial intelligence and emerging technology, and it is held annually in London. So these awards were won by the technical partner of MyGov, which is GeoHaptic Technologies Limited. So the direct questions from this news would be, which of the following has won the Best Innovation for COVID-19 Society and People's Choice COVID-19 Overall Winner at the COGEX 2020? Where is the COGEX 2020 summit held? So some quick facts about MyGov and COGEX. So MyGov is world's largest citizen engagement platform, which facilitates two-way communication between government and citizens and facilitates participatory governance in India, which is the world's largest democracy. In the fight against COVID-19, MyGov and GeoHaptic Technologies Limited and WhatsApp team collaborated to develop artificial intelligence-enabled MyGov Corona Help Desk in a record time of 5 days, including a weekend. So COGEX is also one of the world's largest events on artificial intelligence, which is held annually in London. It has over 15,000 participants in attendance from the highest levels of businesses, government, industry, and research. So one quick question from all these facts would be, which of the following collaborated with GeoHaptic Technologies Limited to develop artificial intelligence enabled MyGov Corona Help Desk in a record time of 5 days? The next news is that former RBI governor, who was the 19th governor of Reserve Bank of India, Chakravarti Rangarajan, has received the first Professor P.C. Mahalanobis Award by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. This award was given away during the virtual celebration of the National Statistics Day. In the comment section, please let me know. They've already done when is the National Statistics Day of India observed. So please let me know, when does the National Statistics Day of India fall. So he was the former, so Mr. Rangarajan was the former governor of RBI, and he was given award for his contribution to the national statistical system. So the Minister of Statistics and Program Implementation is Rao Inderjeet Singh. Let's have a look at the important people in news. So the next news is Joe Biden, who is the Democratic presidential candidate in the United States, has named Indian American Medha Raj as the digital chief of staff, which is a key role in his election campaigns, which are entirely going virtual due to the COVID-19 pandemic in the US. In this capacity, Ms. Raj will work across all the facets of the digital department to streamline and coordinate how to maximize the impact of its digital output. So Joe Biden is challenging Republican incumbent President Donald Trump in the November US presidential elections this year. So important questions from this news would be, who among the following is the digital campaign chief of Joe Biden? Who among the following is the Republican presidential candidate? Who among the following is the Democratic presidential candidate in the United States? The next news is India's Nitin Menon has become the youngest umpire to enter ICC's elite panel. So he is the youngest ever to be included in the International Cricket Council's elite panel of umpires for the upcoming 2020-21 season. He has replaced England's Nigel Long. He is only the third from India to make it to the prestigious group after the former captain Srinivas Venkatragavan and Sundaram Ravi. So direct question would be, who among the following has become the youngest umpire to enter ICC's elite panel, and how many people from India have been a part of the ICC's elite panel? Now we'll be covering the important days and events. So the National Doctors' Day in India is observed on 1st July, and this was observed and celebrated to thank physicians and doctors for their dedicated services to the patients. This day honors the contribution and dedication of the doctors in the worst of times. It was established by Government of India in 1991. Now, this day marks the death anniversary of the legendary physician and the second West Bengal CM, Dr. Bidhan Chandra Roy. He was born on 1st July 1882 and died on the same date in 1962. He was honored with the country's highest civilian award, which is the Bharat Ratna, on February 4, 1961. So, theme for 2020 was lessen the mortality of COVID-19. The important questions from this news would be: when is the National Doctors' Day in India observed? When was the first time the National Doctors' Day in India observed? And the National Doctors' Day is observed after whom? What was the theme of the National Doctors' Day 2020? Now, the 1st July is also observed as the National CA Day, which is the Chartered Accountants Day. It is celebrated on 1st July every year to commemorate the finding of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which is the ICAI, by the Parliament of India in 1949. ICAI is the India's national professional accounting body, and it is also the second biggest accounting organization in the world. So this was established in 1949 under an act passed in Parliament. Every year on the day of ICI establishment of the ICI, CA Day is celebrated to honor the chartered accountants. So the theme for 2020 is transforming the future, enabling excellence, and augmenting trust. The important questions from this news would be: when was the ICAI established by the Government of India? When is the National CA Day observed? What was the theme of National CA Day? Expand ICAI. And with this, we have come to the end of today's lecture. Guys, thank you so much for listening, and please do not forget to provide your valuable feedback in the comment section. And if you like this lecture, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Thank you for listening and take care.